Hello, my people. I am reviving the Butthurt Report, but it sounds too much like Mike Tango Whiskey's Hurt Feelings Report. Let me fix this here a little bit, down that way, a little over here. Little baby minor ejections. So, getting started, make sure that you leave your comments because I try to reply to all of them unless they're flat out troll food. I like to think that people are actually here to solve problems and learn some skills, but they also come here to complain a lot. So with that said, I'm going to move the camera even closer. I don't really like the way this is. I don't like the way this is starting off, guys. Okay. So I guess here we go. Here we go. Looking at the very first comment. This was I actually made a video about this. It popped up yesterday. I'll talk about it briefly, but the bottom line is the comment is, I almost didn't click on this because the AI thumbnail image, because of the AI thumbnail image. I'm glad I did subscribe. Yeah, this was a situation that I've seen happening over and over and over, and it's just these little spatterings of AI. I don't want this. I don't want that. I want this. And then there was actually another one that was like from 2 weeks ago. WWIFFS, ditch the stupid AI narrator, do it yourself. AI narrator? I'm not familiar with this AI narrator. So people are, they're kind of blind to the situation that artificial intelligence is already here, that it's already doing the works. And I actually kind of find it funny that there are people out there that are espousing they have zero AI in their videos. I only know of one guy that actually is doing it, and he doesn't even use AI on his thumbnails, and he's doing very well. But he also has a couple other channels where he actually uses AI. So hypocritical? Maybe not. For that particular channel, which is a prepping channel, no, not hypocritical. So it's out there. It's in the preposphere. We're going to be getting it. And I'm already starting to get some comments back about on that video that I made yesterday that talked to, there was a really good quote. It's like, I don't consume the wrapper. I consume the contents. Keep doing what you're doing, Cal. And, check mark, like heart, all that good stuff, right? I'm really happy when I see stuff like that. I'm really not happy with the way this camera is. Like, there we go. I think that's better. I'm centered. Also, if you don't have your adult elixir, it keeps you adulty. Maybe you should get one. Maybe you should go get one right now. So the reality is that AI is here. It's very prevalent in almost all of the videos that you're seeing out there. Even if somebody says that they're not doing it, they're probably using AI for something. That's where I'll leave that one. I personally use AI for some of my thumbnails, for inspiration. Sometimes it does them really well. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it gives me what I want. Sometimes it doesn't. And then I also do use tools that are AI generated. I pay for the tools to tell me whether the thumbnail is going to people will like it or not. Because that's what I really want. I mean, why? I don't want to be polishing a turd. I want to make you something that you'll actually like, hey, that's pretty cool. Click, and then you're like, oh, that's a good video. Click, and then like and subscribe and all that stuff. And that's really the goal. I'm trying to provide a service to you guys. And so believing that AI, having this, I told you I would leave it here, but I'm not going to. Believing that you're not going to see AI used on any of the videos, and that is going to be your guiding standard for what you watch and what you don't watch, is going to leave you not watching a lot of videos and missing out on a lot of the stuff. Now, with that said, I also hate this he's like the doomsday raccoon or something like that. That's AI slop. It's all cartoon. It's all AI drawn. The script is AI, the thumbnail is AI, the description is AI, everything about that is 100% AI, and it goes completely against all the people, all the real human beings doing the work. Yeah, and that guy's got like 160,000 followers, something like that. Cute little doomsday raccoon. I don't think so. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to comment number two. This one's coming straight out of Canada. It says, interested in building one, but just can't find like-minded individuals. I live in a city of 6 million people. Now, what Alrighty is talking about is the fact that he lives in a city, but he's referring to a video that I did last week that really, I think there I go thinking that you guys want like deep, educational, yet entertaining videos that can keep your attention, that you can take notes on, that you can like download and use later for the future. And I go and make you a video on how to build a mag that is not a book, that's not 200 pages deep, and you guys go, and it's just mind blowing. It's mind blowing. And so I changed a few things on it, and still, it's like this doesn't make any sense to me because you guys are asking for this kind of stuff all the damn time. I don't know how many preppers complain about the people in YouTube not doing a good job. So I go out, I spend hours, and when I say hours, I mean man hours. Okay? If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's got nothing to do with what's between your legs. I go and spend man hours, probably 30 man hours on this video, gathering the data, compressing it down to a form that's easily digestible, presenting it, recording it, scripting it, all the stuff that I'm supposed to be doing to give you 100% kick-ass videos. And it bombs completely. No idea why whatsoever. I have had people that I don't know. I've had my own little focus groups that I don't even know watch the video and like tell me that it's a really good video and that they like had lots of questions about it and they were like taking notes. What do I get from you? Now, I don't want to turn this into a complaint fest, but I want to make you guys realize that based on that, not just based on that video, but on the actual term mutual assistance group, and people have a tendency to not be interested in watching videos like that because they don't think they can do it, because they don't believe that there's enough people around them that believe the things that they believe. And so there's no point. There's no point in doing anything about it, right? Yeah, I'll come back and get this video. I'm going to remember this video, and I'm going to come back to it when I want to be like in a mag, or I want to build a mag or something like that. And that's kind of their plan. That's kind of their plan. But to each their own. The work got done. Video got presented. It's up to you to digest it. This isn't about my videos. This is about your comments. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to comment number 3. This one was kind of interesting because it was a giant complaint fest from somebody I never even knew. I didn't even know watch my videos. So this guy says, I really appreciate your measured breakdown of the Andes hantavirus strain data and the cruise ship, shifting the focus away from panic narrative to managing medical bandwidth and routine prescription delays is incredibly valuable. The technical clarity, or your technical clarity, is exceptional. That's because I actually do the work. I actually do the research. And when it comes down to it, you guys have all heard the doom and glooms. You've all heard, oh my God, it's the end of the world, COVID 2.0. You're not locking me down, mister. I'm not falling for your crap anymore. Yeah, okay, great. 100% accurate, check. But did you happen to notice this guy's actually a doctor? I impressed a doctor. How the hell did my dumb ass impress a doctor? News at 11. Anyway, it's very simple, actually, because I actually do the research so that you guys get the accurate information and that it's not this giant complaint fest and it's not this giant fear porn type crap. You guys should know by now that I'm completely done with that stuff. Completely done with that stuff. And like I said, it's because I actually do the research. It's that easy. Speaking of being technically accurate, have you heard of my free downloadable checklist? I've been asking this question around in the preposphere. I hope so, but I'm not sure. But I'm not. But if not, I'd like you to get those free preparedness checklists. I make them all the damn time. I make them all the time. I put them all on one website, so you don't even have to search for the crap. I'll put a link in the description down below, and then you can figure out what you want to do with that information. But it's out there. It's out there, and it's completely free. No strings attached. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to comment number 4. And this is where things they begin to get a little dicey. This is the moment you've been waiting for. You guys know how I feel about hamheads, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I got this video, or I got this comment yesterday on a video that I made, Jesus, weeks ago. So here it is. Hello, hamhead here. I'm not sure why I'm catching flack. I 100% agree with you with what you're saying. We understand that for the capabilities these radios produce, a price is a bargain. I'm not sure who would say otherwise, but I highly doubt a hamhead would disagree with you. And very nice gentleman. I replied back to him. I said, many of your predecessors have already come by and said, You're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. You ain't got your technical license. You're GMRS turd. And so, I just very, very nicely told him that thank you very much, but there's been people way before you who have commented. I do appreciate your comment. Make sure that you stick around. You hit that like and subscribe button. You do all those YouTube-y stuffs, right? But yeah, and the fact is there are people out there in the ham community that are flat out haters. I don't associate with them. There's actually a ham club just down the road from here that I could go in there on a certain day of the week or a certain day of the month at the local diner and say, I want to be part of your club, let me in. And they'll be like, oh yeah, come on. These they're all like 80, 90 years old. Come on, you young whippersnapper, come get in our radio ham club. We're going to teach you we're going to teach you the ways of the ham. Some real dark side stuff, but I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be part of that because although they probably have a lifetime of information that they could share with me, I would probably spend more time getting lectures from them about, I don't know. I just feel like I would just get the shit lectured out of me, even with the beard. So I just don't have really anything great to say about the hamheads. Now, if you're out there and you're running ham and you've got a ham license and you don't associate yourself with those kind of people and you know who they are, good for you, man. Good for you. You're welcome. Even the hamheads are welcome here because I only say hamheads because I know what they're going to complain about when I do a radio video. I do not have a ham license. Believe it or not, my girlfriend has a ham license. She's got the second highest one that you can get because she's freaking smart. So I can use hers as a family license. No, there's no such thing as a family license. You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of crap that I have to deal with. But the people who know, they know. I do have a GMRS license, which I sport bravely. Echo 4. No, I'm not telling you that stuff. Anyway, because you can look it up and you can find my address. And no, it doesn't even start with E4. Anyway, so to all the hamheads out there, appreciate you watching. Subscribe. Maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you won't. Hell, give me dirty comments. I like it. All right, let's see here. Comment number 5. This one was interesting. I always love the YouTubers that don't actually put any effort into changing the name of their YouTube profile. Any effort whatsoever. They just go with the coded one, their prison number that YouTube gave them when they signed up. It's true. So this guy says, prepper, huh? That's what we're calling conmen these days. And I know what he's talking about. He's talking about all of the affiliate links that are in the video description. I get it. I understand your position. I also understand your perception, or should I say your flawed perception. But I am very huge into making sure that the people who follow me, the people that listen to me or purchase a product because I talked about it, know how good that product is, how reliable it is, that it's a good, solid product. And I have taken products off of my list year after year after year because they either it could be a great product. You got the water machine, right? I don't think the water machines. I'm gonna have to check my. I don't think it's in my affiliate links, but the water machine, I love it. Use it every day. Filters, you can get them super cheap there. Carbon filters. I have nothing bad to say about the filters, but the company decided to stop trying to pay me. And when I asked them about it, they were like, well, we're only paying you once every quarter. Where's the email, dude? Why do I have to ask this question? Okay, so where's my money for the last 3 months? Crickets. And I know people will tell me, they'll ask me, hey, how long should I expect to get my machine? I just ordered one. I used your code, save some money. And I'll be like, okay. And then I'll send the owner of the business. I won't say his first name because I've talked to him on the phone before several times. And he'll be like, oh, that one's ready to go out. Awesome machine, great for the kitchen, beautiful. It's not as ugly as this big. I call it the Berkey killer. But that and the customer service sucked. It just sucked. It just sucked. If you can hear that in the background. If you can hear that in the background, put comment. That's my girlfriend upstairs singing. That's how I know she's happy. Even though she just had surgery yesterday. When she sings, she's happy. Okay. Anywho, so great product, bad company. And so I'll take them off my list. So if your user by 3KSP9BDP, I'm done saying it. If you're, and you look like honestly, you look like you're like 17, getting ready to turn 18, not even varsity wrestling. I mean, you look young and dumb. So stop saying dumb things, buddy. Anyway, so the products that I list in my description, those are all very heavily vetted products. Very heavily vetted products. And they're as least expensive as possible. I could very easily align myself with companies out there that sell you $150 knives and $700 watches and things like that. And believe me, they've been offered to me. And so I've turned them down. Now, from time to time, they'll offer something that's pretty damn good, but I'll just make a video about it, and that's about it. They get a link and blah, blah, blah. Thanks for the whatevers. You know what I'm saying? But the truth be told, the ones that are on the list are the best products for preppers out there. Water, food, and security. And, here's the thing. I never let my audience guess about the quality of a product. And speaking of guessing, I think the best product that I shill, the best company that I actually shill for, and this should give the commenter a nice raging teenage boner, is Refuge Medical. You should know by now that Refuge Medical is the best in the world, for medical preps and medical training. And, I'm right. And if you don't, do the research. Just do the research. Let me close this up. I'll leave a link in the description for you to figure out. And there's also going to be a savings code there if you do figure it out. So go forward, make good decisions, be adults, spend your money as you see fit. That's how I roll. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to comment 6. I also heard China owns some of our meat plants. Yes, China is heavily invested in, I believe there's 5 major meat processing companies in the United States, and 3 of them are heavily invested in by the Chinese. I won't name any names, but there's even some scams they've been caught doing in the last 5 or 6 years. Well, they'll take them chickens here in the U.S. and they'll pluck them and they'll chop their heads off and they'll get them all so that they're just like this big old chicken that's this big bald chicken, and then they'll freeze them and they'll send them off to China, and in China they'll thaw them out and they'll fill them full of water. They'll impregnate their muscular body with water to plump them up, and then they'll freeze them, and then they'll send them off to Walmart. So yeah, next time you're frying up some chopped boneless chicken breast in your little frying pan on your stove like you're supposed to do it, and there's a lot of water in the pan for some reason. That's the dealio. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to comment 7. It's the largest comment so far, and I think it actually has some depth to it that we probably need to understand, because we've been pretty good. Normally when something bad happens in the UK, about 30 days later, it's bad happening here. That's kind of a track record up until after COVID. Now people are more like, yeah, I'm not putting up with this crap. But anyway, let's check this one out. So the comment says, I love his name, Morgasm. I don't know if it's a him or a her, but have fun with that. So yes, the UK will fall. We're quite, F-U-C-K-E-D, messed up. This might upset some people, but it's not entirely the government's fault. Mostly, we can quite easily lay the blame on Brexit, which thoroughly weakened our standing. I effing hate Starmer, who's the current prime minister, and he hasn't improved much, but they have improved some things. Problem is, those things only please some investors, which when taken out of context reflect well on growth. People are not finding living any easier under Labour, which is their party. The Labour Party is technically their Democrat Party, if they were Americans. Under the Tories, I'm not sure what the Tories are. I'm not super sure. You know what the Tories are? Put something in the comments. They all still protecting the interests of a bunch of exceptionally wealthy corporations. That's very true. Government does that. And the right-wing populist leader who should not be named and also pushed Brexit for his whole shit-stained career has managed to whip up enough false patriotism that a civil war is now a genuine potentiality. Well, those are some big words. But the truth is there's a lot of feeling in there. And even though I'm not in the UK, I can read the news and I can watch the videos and I can even watch Parliament on YouTube, because it's or actually just the internet. It's actually kind of fun to watch Parliament. If you've ever seen their brand of government, oh my God, it's quite hilarious. We wouldn't tolerate that crap here in America. But anyway, and frankly, if you ever get a chance to watch Parliament, the first thing I think of is they love to joke around. But they joke around about very serious things. So no wonder nothing's getting done there. It's their own frickin' fault. With that said, and hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo, Starmer, he's getting ready to be out of there. Half of his council, they're all resigning. The Conservative Party isn't really conservative, and the other person he's talking about here is Nigel Farage from the Reform Party. And what he's not talking about is that basically the Reform Party just had an election and took over. Not a joke. So we should be seeing some things happening over in the UK that could be positive, but they're going to run into the same problems that we have here in America. The same exact problems, the deep state. And that's just not some tinfoil hat crap, that people make up. There's enough people in place that, well, it's not how we do it. It's not how we used to do it. This new way is weird and we don't like it. That's really what they're all saying. They're just saying it in a British voice. That was awful. British voice. Okay. I think we covered everything. Until the next one, you know what to do.